Hi, it's me again. Yeah, I'm a bit late to the party, sorry, but I guess it's time we take a look at what to me appears to be an absolute shit show of British justice. I've got a couple of articles here that I think we could go through because there's a couple of points I want to raise with you. Let's have a look. So this was the one from the 16th. This was the morning that he was going in for sentencing from the Sun. Edwards was being sentenced today. As I say, this was from the 16th. He issued a grovelling apology for his repugnant crimes, saying he has the utmost regret for damaging his family and loved ones. Yeah, all right. Okay. The veteran newsreader was sent 41 images, including 2 videos of that. The court heard he paid between £1,000 and £1,500 for the images, which he described as amazing. And we'll read some of the bits that he said here, but his KC, which is a barrister, isn't it? One of the top-end wiggy people, says here, he also claimed Edwards did not take any gratification from the pictures and videos. When was the last time that you paid between £1,000 and £1,500 for something you described as amazing, and you had long conversations about achieving this thing that you're going to pay £1,000 to £1,500 for, but yet you get no gratification from it? Do you believe a single word of that? That's a KC saying that. Unbelievable. Williams, who was the bloke selling the images to Huw, first got in touch with a presenter because he was randomly messaging famous people to see who responded. Everyone's got to have a hobby, I suppose. So then the conversations between these two continued, and it says here, Williams trawled the dark web for the viral pictures and videos, then used the cash to support himself at university. He also asked Edwards to buy him gifts in exchange for all the hot videos, including a pair of trainers. Okay. On one occasion, the predator asked if Edwards wanted sexual images of a person whose age could be discerned as that. Newsreader said yes, with 3 kisses, and Williams later sent a file containing 30 attachments. He also warned, don't send anything underage, the court heard. Williams contacted Edwards and told him he had some naughty images, and Edwards replied with, go on. Like when your girlfriend texts you when you're having a bad day at work, she's like, do you want cheering up? And you go, go on. You're excited by it. Williams said they're young before the newsreader repeated himself. Williams said the victim in the image is quite young looking, causing Edwards to reply, ages can be deceptive. Okay. And then he suggested that some of the images may be illegal, and he said, okay, don't. So which one is it, Huw? Don't send anything underage, or go on. What one is it? Well, we know what one it is, don't we? Because you plead guilty to the lot of it. Filthy bastard. 7 of the images fall under category A, the most serious. Not reading any more of that. The court heard in July that Edwards did not create any of the images himself. The charge of making indecent images can mean opening an email attachment and downloading a picture. Yeah, because I did say in the first video we did on this that he might have made them. But they need to change the wording on that, don't they? The lawyer said, Mr. Edwards wishes to apologise. He wishes the court to know how profoundly sorry he is. Profoundly sorry for getting caught. He recognises the repugnant nature of such images and the hurt that is done to those who appear in such images. But he didn't when he was paying money for them. For his part, he apologises sincerely and makes it clear that he has the utmost regret in getting caught. He recognises he betrayed the priceless trust and faith of so many people. He is truly sorry, and he's sorry that he has committed these offences. No, he's not. He's not. He did this for a long time. He's sorry he got caught and his life got fucked over. You caused it, Huw. But the court was told Edwards was described as being at a medium risk of causing harm to children. I'd go along with that. I don't think he personally will cause any harm to children, but he has proven that he has a bit of a taste for that sort of imagery. That puts you at a high risk, right? He has a high level of income, or did. He won't have any income from now on. And he likes that sort of thing. That, to me, seems high risk. I'm no expert. They also heard that he suffered from depression and mental health issues. Poor thing, poor Huw. What about all those children in the images? I wonder how their depression and mental health issues are. Oh, he doesn't care, but he paid money to see them. He's currently doing well therapeutically in the psychiatric unit of the hospital environment where he's being treated. Good for him. Don't throw him in prison. No, we'll treat him therapeutically in the psychiatric unit. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I'm glad they're looking after you, Huw. That's nice. So yeah, that story I read on my phone on the 16th while I was sitting in my car eating a sandwich on a work thing. I didn't know what the charges were at that point until I got home, and it was a bit late to make a video by then. But it said there that the kid, whoever it was, that was supplying Huw the images, got a 12-month sentence, suspended for 2 years. So in other words, keep your nose clean and jog on. That's it. That's your punishment for all of that. Huw, however, the tough arm of the law came down on Huw proper hard, didn't it? The former news presenter received a 6-month suspended sentence on Monday after pleading. So fuck all, then. Fuck all, basically. People go to prison for a lot longer for a lot less crimes. For saying something silly on Facebook now can get you to go to prison. Something ridiculous as, let's say, forgetting to pay your BBC TV licence and still watching stuff as it's being broadcast. You might only get a fine from that, but if you flat refuse to pay the fine, you'll go to prison, and I bet you won't get a 6-month suspended sentence for it. Even if you did, how do those things line up? I believe he would be of a high risk to children going forward. He's a high-profile person. If there's ever an opportunity to make an example out of somebody for these horrible crimes, there you go. You couldn't get Jimmy Savile. Granted, his crimes were worse. You can get this one. So let's make an example of him. No. The sentence given to disgraced BBC star Huw Edwards cannot be reviewed or increased, despite a barrage of complaints calling it too lenient. Lord Richard Hermer, KC, who is the Attorney General and the government's top legal advisor, is understood to have received multiple complaints from members of the public and politicians urging him to refer the case to the Court of Appeal. However, current rules mean that Edwards' case cannot be referred to appeal court judges, sparking calls for them to be changed. A bit late now, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. But is it as ridiculous as these two stories, which I've also found, and I might do videos on them, I might not. But here's the headline from the Daily Record. Huw Edwards offered to work for charities after pleading guilty to making indecent images of children. You want him working at your charity? What about this one? Director General of the BBC, Tim Davie, says he can't see Huw Edwards returning to the BBC. How is that even a thing that needs to be said? Is it because you're trying to work out a way in which you can make a documentary about him and have him in it saying how sorry he is with a view to having him return? We call that doing a Schofield. The whole situation is a complete and utter joke. If ever, as I said earlier, if ever there was a chance to make an example out of someone, maybe just to stop this happening at the BBC so much, let alone in the general open society, just at the BBC this needs stopping. You could have made a huge example out of Huw Edwards. The full force of the law could have come down on this man. But no. Now he's probably going to go and work for a charity, and don't be surprised if in 5 to 10 years you see him back on the BBC. Hey, I give up with the BBC. I completely give up with them. British justice is not brilliant either, is it? Let's face it. This keeps happening at the BBC. If you're still paying the TV licence fee, you will be surprised of how much you can watch if you don't pay them that money. I reckon you can watch about 90% of the stuff you would watch anyway, and perfectly legally without paying the licence fee. I'll put a link to a video in the description below, giving you all the information you need. If you're still paying it, just watch that video and see if anything works for you in there, because it's not as bad as you think. You don't have to not own a TV or not listen to the radio or anything like this. Take a look at it. While you're down there finding that link, let me know your thoughts on all this down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Hit all the buttons and everything, because if you do all that, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.